Hello everyone, welcome. 2025 marks my 10th year as a beauty content creator here on YouTube. For those of you that are new or those who perhaps just didn't know this, I started my makeup career in 1996 at a Laura Mercier counter. And up until about 2 years into having a beauty channel on YouTube, I was still a freelance makeup artist. I was a trainer for Stila Cosmetics. I was a freelance makeup artist for Bare Minerals. I also would do weddings and different events here in Las Vegas. And then once my channel finally started taking off and I felt like I wanted to dedicate more time to this, I began to do less and less freelance work. Not to mention, as I got older, my eyesight started going, the back pain started, and if you've ever seen a makeup artist work, you're oftentimes very hunched over, having to manipulate your body in a lot of uncomfortable ways, be on your feet for 10, 12 hours. It is not the best situation for an aging body. So I felt that if I could just share all of my tips and tricks and everything that I had learned over the past 20 plus years and speak to my fellow women over 40 about how to best apply their makeup, what are the best products to use, put out some hopefully helpful makeup tutorials. That seemed to be the best alternative. So that's what I did. I have worked so hard to build up almost 450,000 subscribers to my channel. I am so proud of that. Not that number per se, because I do feel that that number is somewhat of a vanity metric. It doesn't really speak to how many people are actually consuming your content, how many people are actually really enjoying and sharing your content. But I know in my heart that even if I never get to 1 million subscribers, I am still going to be very proud of myself as a woman who started on this journey over 40, who knew nothing about cameras. I still really don't. I knew nothing about editing. I took my little butt over to the Apple Store and sat down in a class on how to use Final Cut Pro editing software, and I was still like, what are they talking about? I'm never going to get this. There was a lot of trial and error. There was a lot of watching YouTube videos on how to make YouTube videos. I was asking larger channels to collaborate with me, and by larger, I'm talking about channels with like 40,000 to 50,000 when I had under 10,000 subscribers. And the only person, and unfortunately she's not on YouTube anymore, that said yes to me as far as collaborating, who was bigger than I was Megan McTaggart. And I will never ever forget her. It's always just that one or two people that are willing to help you, that don't see this as a competition, to really catapult you. Not that I was ever, catapulted, but it really gave me more confidence. It did help me grow my channel. There were often so many times where I wanted to quit because, like so many creators, I worked so hard on a video, I put it up and it got like less than 1,000 views. And you would look at your numbers, your analytics, and you'd put up that video and you would lose subscribers. It wasn't until I was about 1.5 years into putting up videos that I got my first viral video. I was looking at my YouTube count and I noticed that it was just going up by the hundreds every hour. And I didn't even know what video it was that was going viral, because it certainly wasn't one of my most recent ones. And I looked and it was one of my hooded eye videos. And it was just sort of blowing up. And I was so excited, but I was so nervous at the same time because I thought, oh my goodness, how am I going to top this? How am I going to sustain this? Well, the answer is you can't. You don't. Most people do not get viral video after viral video after viral video. That is a very small percentage of people. But I'll get into that later in the video. What you're going to see in this video is how I got this makeup look. I'm basically doing a chatty get ready with me. So if you'd like to take a look behind the scenes of a YouTuber who's been on this platform for a decade, then please keep on watching. All right, I've got a list of topics here that I want to hopefully cover in this video. And I think I will start with clicks. Are there clicks on YouTube within the beauty creator community? I would say yes. And I think anyone who says differently isn't being truthful. I feel like my place on YouTube is similar to what I experienced in high school, where I think I was overall well liked, but I was never like in tight with the super popular crowd. I would go to parties of the popular clique, and I actually had parties at my own house and the popular clique would attend, but I was, left out of many things in my high school career. And we didn't have social media back then, so it was actually much better because you didn't know really if you were missing out on something like as it was happening, like kids do now. I think that is even more difficult for your mental health when you actually can see some sort of fun thing that your friends are doing and you're just not invited. And yeah, I can't imagine what that feels like. But, it does happen here on YouTube to a much lesser extent, but it does happen. I'm sure if you watch a lot of beauty content creators, you've seen events that have gone on and maybe collaborations that have happened, and people that you think would have been included weren't included. And, it's okay. I don't really get hurt by it. I'm 51 years old. I'm going to be 52 in May, and I just have other things to worry about than if I'm invited to some sort of YouTube event. And yeah, I just feel like, as I said moments ago, that I am liked in the beauty community, at least I think, I hope, and that's all that really matters to me. I have always been a very, very inclusive person. Even when I was in junior high and high school, elementary school, I always would just feel sick if someone was left out of something, especially intentionally. And we all know how kids in junior high and high school can be. They do intentionally leave people out of things and just think it's funny and haha, and I'm cooler than you. And, I just have never been that person. At least I hope that there's nobody out there that knows me from my younger years that thinks that I was that way, because I just truly have such a soft, I guess you could say, empathetic heart that it makes me physically sick. And I could start crying now. That's how overly sensitive I am when it comes to people being excluded from things. I just always say, the more the merrier. Seriously, if I am having a dinner, if I'm setting up a dinner with friends and somebody says, can I invite so-and-so? I say, sure. The more the merrier. That is definitely my motto. And I've always been someone that will always do their best to not back out of plans that I have made. If I say that I am going to be at someone's dinner party or someone's birthday dinner or birthday brunch, I am going to show up. I will have to be very, very sick to not show up. But I am digressing from the YouTube connection here. So yeah, I think there are clicks. I don't think it's a big deal. I think that most of us are at a mature enough age that we just kind of try to be unbothered by it. And so that leads me into the next topic I have here, which is jealousy and comparison. So I started 10 years ago about 10 years ago. And I have some YouTube friends that also started their channels about that time. And we are all friendly, I would say. I mean, some of us are very good friends. I think a lot of you know that Stephanie Marie and I are very close friends. We met on a message board called Makeup Alley in 1999, I think it was. We were around the same age. We were both, I think, pregnant. Yeah, pregnant around the same time. Her son is the same age as my son. Her daughter is, I think, a year younger than my youngest son. We've actually only met one time, and that was, God, I want to say 2017 or 2018. Stephanie, if you're watching this, correct me if I am wrong. It was, yeah, like 2017 or 2018. It was Stephanie, myself, and Lisa J of BK Beauty did a meet and greet at the Kendra Scott store here in Las Vegas at our fashion show mall. I have not done a meetup since, and honestly, I don't know why. A lot of people showed up, and I think that each of us only had, I think we were around the same, I think we had about the same following at the time, like 45 to 55,000 subscribers. And I think we were all just shocked at the amount of people that actually showed up, and the people that drove in from other states, people that were waiting outside for us. We just, all three had major imposter syndrome. And yeah, I don't know why we haven't done anything since, but that was the only time I'd ever met my YouTuber friends in person. And I'm trying to think, I've met some other YouTuber friends more recently at like YouTube events that I go to once in a while out in LA, because LA is it's pretty easy for me to get to Los Angeles. It's like a 45-minute flight, pretty inexpensive. Although the last time I went to Los Angeles for a YouTube event was over a year ago. It was like October of 2023. And my flight was $100 round trip on Southwest. But my Uber to the hotel that I was staying at was like $80 and took longer than my flight to Los Angeles. That is what the traffic is like in LA. And I feel like I would be, oh gosh, I know people come to YouTube for an escape, so I really don't want to bring up what's going on in LA right now. If you follow me on Instagram, I have been posting a ton every day, resources and GoFundMes to help the victims of the fires in Los Angeles, a city very, very close to my heart. I grew up going there every summer, all summer long, because I have family there, and I'm just so heartbroken and devastated. And yeah, if you would like to see more resources on how you can help the victims of the LA fires, then please go check out Instagram. I have not posted any beauty content in a while because I just don't feel right about it. I'm posting it here because, again, people need an escape. There's so much bad news in the world, and I want to have a place where people can come and just take their mind off of things and focus on something like playing with makeup or listening to me chat about my 10 years on YouTube while you're doing some household chore, or I don't know, maybe you're following along, doing your makeup too. Where was I? Yeah, so my heart goes out to everyone in Los Angeles. All right, I'm not going to go down that road because I will start crying. So let's get back to jealousy. Yes, jealousy. Again, I think if anybody says that they don't look at other channels and once in a while at least, compare themselves and wonder why they aren't doing better. Why isn't their channel, why aren't their videos getting as many views? Why is that channel growing? And I talk about that a lot with my friends, like Stephanie Marie and Michelle Wong and Samantha March and Lori Hill. They're all, well, with the exception of Stephanie, they're all Vegas. Okay, that just came out so uneven. They're Las Vegas content creators with the exception of Stephanie Marie. What have I done? Okay, we'll try to fix that. One of my eyes is more hooded than the other, so this happens quite a bit. That one wing comes out like bold and the other one comes out not good. Well, actually, I like this one better. Oh my gosh, I completely lost my train of thought. Comparison, channels. What I talk a lot about with Lori and Michelle. And so we all have those thoughts. And we tell each other, like, hey, you know, God, what do people want on YouTube right now? Like, why isn't this type of video that used to perform so well for us, why is it not doing well? Like, I used to be able to put up a video on hooded eyes and it would go semi-viral or viral. Now I could have the same thumbnail, I could have the same title, everything could be the same except the content. I don't want to just keep regurgitating the same content, but it will rank 9 out of 10. And we do get rankings of our videos. Every time we post, within a couple of hours, YouTube will rank where our video falls. Am I more even now? In comparison to other videos we've posted recently. So say this video goes live and people aren't interested in the title. They're not interested in the title. My thumbnail doesn't draw them in, and it's ranked, 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. Even if we're expecting it, even if it's content that we know won't appeal to the masses, is not likely to go viral, we will still be disappointed. It's just human nature to want content that you spend time on, you pour your heart into. We spend hours editing. Well, I do, because I don't have an editor. I've never had an editor. A lot of people send their videos off to editors and they do all of the cool transitions and things that appear on screen and all that. I don't have an editor. I'm too much of a control freak. I like to do it myself. So I spent hours and hours editing, filming B-roll, doing the links, messing around with the thumbnail, trying to get it to be as pleasing and as eye-catching as it can. But my point is, the content that we used to be able to put up that got views seems to no longer be resonating, I guess is the word I could use. I can't tell you how many times me and my fellow content creators will chat either on text or on the Marco Polo app. It's a video chat app. We will say, like, gosh, what is happening with YouTube? So few beauty channels are getting the views that they used to. If you look at channels that have subscribers of like 500,000, 700,000, a million, and you see that they're only getting like 20 to 30,000 views, I'm talking people with 1 million or more. So I said 500,000, but no, like channels with 1 million or more subscribers, I will often see that they have less than 50,000 views on their videos. Sometimes they get similar views to mine. And me having almost 450,000, there are times where I can't even break 10,000 views. And you just think, like, I don't get it. Like, what's happening? Is it the algorithm? Am I just not interesting? We just always doubt ourselves. We always question ourselves, and we try to tell each other, those of us that are friendly with one another, and we talk about our job, because really this is our job. We don't go to an office and have coworkers to talk about our jobs with in person, but we have coworkers that we can speak to virtually, and we do talk to each other about our jobs like coworkers would. And we complain and we vent. I wouldn't say, not complain. It's more like venting and just trying to help each other out. And that's one thing I do find, that the people that I surround myself with virtually from YouTube, from content creation, are all like just truly genuine people who truly want to see, we all want to see the best for one another. And it's not that we don't ever compare to one another, because we still do, but we never begrudge anyone, at least as far as I can tell. I don't see anybody begrudging someone else for their success. Like if I pull ahead in subscriber count, or if I have a video go viral, I see everyone being happy for me, and I feel the same about them. Like if I see someone, the same thing, if they get a video that goes viral, all of a sudden they get 20,000 new subscribers in a month, great. I mean, there's a saying that, how does it go? Something about just because the sun doesn't no. All right, I'm going to look this up because it's a very good quote. All right, I couldn't find the exact quote I was looking for, but I found this one, and I know I've heard this one before as well. There's room for everyone to succeed. Celebrate the achievements of others, as your own success is not diminished by theirs. So I do try to keep that in mind. I try to remind my friends when they get into a funk about where their channel is at. Sometimes we all need reminders, because it is human nature, I think I may have said this already, to compare yourself to others and to want to have that same level of success for yourself. I think I'm going to use this Maybelline Sky High mascara today. So it's not always easy, but I do try to just focus on my own journey and be happy with what I have, be proud of what I have achieved, and just continue to do my best and help my friends when I can, continue to talk about, what we're finding that actually does work, where YouTube is going, what happens if TikTok is banned and people start flooding this platform, because, they've built these huge platforms, especially in beauty. A lot of people built their platforms over there because they just feel like they're better with short form content. But then they're going to come over here and what's going to happen? Is that going to dilute what you guys see? Will you stop seeing content from us? I guess you could say OG. I don't think I'm an OG, but I've been here for a long time. YouTubers, that's just, it's just something that I think we're all a little confused about and worried about. I had this conversation with my husband and kids the other day. My youngest was home from college, and they said, it could be good for you, Mom, because, if somebody comes over and they're if they're entering, makeup for mature skin in the search bar or beauty over 40, I should be at least one of the creators that comes up. So, okay, I am choosing to be optimistic if that ban does go into effect. Did I already put this primer on? I think I did. Okay. Sponsorships. For a lot of us, sponsorships are the way that we are able to keep our channels going. It is how we are able to afford new equipment, to afford the makeup that we buy to test out for you. I will once in a while get a comment from someone that will say, "Hey Risa, can you do a full face of Sicily?" No, probably not. Just because I know my audience, and I don't have a fully, luxury audience like someone, or a primarily luxury audience like someone such as my friend Michelle Wong. And Sicily is so expensive, and I just don't think that that's where I want to invest my money, because I do have to budget what I buy for my channel, and because I don't want to be wasteful. And I think being a content creator is inherently wasteful. I think most of us do try to donate and give away excess product. So sponsorships. I am going to be straight up with you. And people can choose to believe this. They can choose to not believe this. I cannot control what people think. I only have ever worked with brands, with stores that I will absolutely 100% shop at, that I shop at already, like Sephora, like Ulta, sometimes Walmart, QVC. These are places that I have been shopping at for years. So when people say, oh, it's sponsored, why are you doing so many sponsored videos, especially around holiday time? Well, holiday time, I mean, that's Q4. That is when most brands have the biggest budgets for sponsorships. That's when they want to get their sales out there. They want to get specific products promoted, discounts. It's just, that's the time of year. So if you were watching your favorite content creators back in December and thinking, oh my gosh, they're doing so many sponsorships, well, it's just because it's that time of the year. What I like about the sponsorships that I do is that they're pretty much recurring sponsorships with brands that you've seen me talk about before, that I purchase without them sending me free product. Like Merit, I bought this new blush, I'm going to use it today. Like Clio, Tier, Beauty Pie. Like, I really like these brands. If I get reached out to by a brand, sometimes the email comes directly to my Risa Does Makeup email. Sometimes my manager gets it. Yes, I do have a manager. I've had her for like 4 years. She's out in Los Angeles, and she helps me with my sponsorships. They take care of all of the contracts. They collect the money, which, by the way, usually takes anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months to be paid. Yes, I have had a brand, a very well-known brand, wait 6 months to pay me for content that I uploaded, that they were in such a rush for me to do. They're like, can Risa get this to us by X date? Can she get us a preview? We want this to go up, by this date. And then I had to fight, not just my talent agency, but I had to fight to get paid. So what I did actually is I went onto LinkedIn and I found the CEO of the company. I found her email address and I messaged her. And I said, this is a brand that a lot of my fellow content creators use and promote for free. I use the brand a lot. I did use the brand a lot, not being paid, because again, the things I get most excited to promote are brands that I talk about anyway, that I use anyway, that I would purchase anyway. And this was one of those brands, and I was so disappointed. And so I let them know. I said, you're getting so much free marketing from content creators, yet you're disrespecting us, because I wasn't the only one that wasn't getting paid in a timely manner. But you're kind of taking us for granted by just refusing to pay. And within, I think, 24 hours, I didn't get a response from her directly, but I got a response from somebody else at the company, and they were like, oh, we're so sorry. We changed accounting firms a couple of months ago, and I guess we missed this invoice, and they had every excuse under the sun, and I think within like 3 weeks I got paid, because the payment goes to my talent agency and then they take their 20% and then they direct deposit the remainder into my bank account. And there are still people, even though I think everybody on YouTube now does sponsorships, even content creators that said, oh, I'll probably never do sponsorships, are doing sponsorships. And that is because it's needed to sustain a channel, because the ad revenue that we get is not great. It's important and it helps for sure, but the ad revenue, especially in the first few months of the year, Q4 is pretty good because that, again, that's when brands spend the most on their advertising, and they are more likely to pay a higher rate to run ads in videos. And by the way, for the most part, we have as a content creator, control over the ads that play in our videos. I have, about 5 years ago, I clicked off the no political ads option because I guess political ads were running on my videos. And somebody sent me a message, a really angry message. It was like, how could you be running ads for so-and-so running for Senate? And it was a senator from Kentucky. I don't live in Kentucky. I don't know who's running for Senate in Kentucky or wherever it was. But you get ads based on your location and your search history and your watch history. So I, again, clicked off no political ads because I just didn't want that happening again. And I hope that nobody is getting like 45-minute ads. I've heard that too, where somebody would say, oh, there's a 45-minute ad. Of course, it's skippable, but a 45 minutes isn't an ad. 45 minutes is literally an infomercial. That is not an ad. Well, I mean, I guess an infomercial is an ad, but I think you get what I mean. It's not something that they should be putting on YouTube as a mid-roll. So my question to people who say things like, oh, I wish you wouldn't do sponsorships, or as soon as a sponsorship or includes paid promotion tag comes up, I click off of the video. Let's say you love going to Target. I'm looking for a very specific brush that I cannot find. Let's say you love going to Target. Target's your favorite store. There's a couple of products at Target that you just love. You buy them over and over and over again. You recommend them to everybody. If Target came to you and said, hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars to post a video about these products that you love and that you would talk about anyway, what's the likelihood that you would say, no thanks. Yeah, I'm good. I don't need that money. My family doesn't need that money. I think you'd be lying if you said you would turn that down. I do not support unsolicited opinions. I don't understand how or why people give unsolicited opinions, especially on the internet. So that brings me to the whole troll thing and mean comments. I know in my heart that hurt people. And people who are happy with their lives don't leave negative comments or backhanded compliments on videos. Not every opinion needs to be expressed. Now, if I ask for your opinion, if I say, hey, what do you guys think of this new foundation on me? Then you can say, hey, you know, it's not my favorite, or yeah, I think that looks great. You can give your opinion because it is solicited. I have solicited your opinion. But if I am going on and on about how much I love a new blush shade and you comment, I think it's pretty ugly, I don't like it on you, like, I know there's going to be people responding to that and saying, well, you know, it's the internet, you open yourself up to criticism, people are allowed to express their opinions. Sure they are. I get it. I think I'm a pretty smart person. I understand how the world works. I don't like it. I don't always like it. I don't always like the way people choose to express themselves. And, you know, that's just my thoughts. Like, I just am not someone who can understand being intentionally hurtful or rude to a fellow human. Like, it just doesn't click with me. I would never think to do it. Now, have I ever given my opinion on a solicited post that maybe wasn't like, I wouldn't say, it's never not not nice. Like I've scrolled through TikTok and someone would say, you know, which dress, and I'll say, oh, you know, number 2 I think is the best. The first one wasn't so super flattering. I think that's a nice way to give an opinion. Again, a solicited opinion. I cannot relate to people who think that it's cool to just say nasty things to strangers on the internet that you know you would not say to their faces. So those are people that I know I would never be friends with in real life. Anyone who, you know, does stuff like that and thinks it's just freedom of speech. Okay, well, I choose to abide by the old adage, if you have nothing to say, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything, especially when it comes to unsolicited advice about somebody's appearance. Now, that's not to say that I have never been affected negatively by a mean comment, that it's never kind of stung. They never stick with me. People think that, you know, if I repost just an unusually harsh comment, like on my Instagram story, people will say, oh, just don't pay any attention to them. Let it roll off your back. You know, who cares? Focus on the positive. I do. I really do. All of us content creators, I think, for the most part, do. Those of us that continue. Because I'll tell you, there are so many people who have let me know that they tried YouTube or they tried content creation and they just could not handle the negativity, so they got off of it. I would not be here for 10 years if it affected me that much, if the bad comments affected me that much. That said, unless you've experienced it yourself, unless you have had firsthand experience of somebody just being so unnecessarily mean, it's hard to say, oh, just let it roll off your back. Okay, now I'm using that new Merit blush shade. This is called Bon Bon, and I bought this. It was not sent to me. I just love a bright pink blush. It's kind of like a red pink. Yeah, so I do my best to not let it affect me, but I am human. We are all human, and it is human nature to have certain things said about you sting, especially when it might be a pain point for you. So I better speed up because I just have lips and lashes to go. Okay, let's talk about burnout and community. Those of us who have been doing YouTube for 5+ years have most likely experienced burnout, meaning we get into a creative rut. We feel like we've done the same content over and over. You can't reinvent the wheel. But we also know, because most of us have growth every year, every month, every year we get new subscribers that may not have seen our older content, may not have wanted to dig deeper into our channels to see if that kind of content exists. So we do have to redo it. We do have to freshen it up, maybe with some new tips, maybe with some new products. So when people say, oh, I would like to see videos not so focused on new products, but maybe shopping your stash and decluttering. And we want to do those for you, and most of us do those, but we do those knowing that they're not going to get the views that new makeup videos will. People, what I've discovered and what my friends have discovered is that what people say they want and what the data shows is a little different most of the time. Yeah, people will ask for a tutorial on some look, and I want to do it because I love doing makeup tutorials. But this is not 2016. People do not watch makeup tutorials like they used to. It seems like the channels that are doing well are the ones that are talking about new products, or they're more, I don't want to say gossipy channels, but more like, gossipy or beauty news channels, things like that, or talking about celebrities or people that do videos like, I tried every blush at Sephora and I'm ranking them all, or something like that, which is not a bad idea. I just don't have the patience to do something like that. So that's on me. I could do that if I wanted to. Maybe I'm just lazy. I don't know what you would call it. But it just, that type of content doesn't, not that it doesn't interest me. Maybe it just is laziness. I don't know. But I had a point to my story. Channels that are doing well. Yeah, there are channels that used to do so well posting makeup tutorials. I know I brought a lipstick in here. What the heck? Let me go get it. There are beauty channels that used to only do makeup tutorials, and they would get like 50 to 100,000 views on those makeup tutorials. And then they post another makeup tutorial and it would do great. And now those same people, I see them post tutorials and they get less than 10,000 views. And let me be clear, it's not all about the views and the money. We do this because we love to teach. And makeup is a creative outlet. Most of us love to share our passion. And that's the number one reason we do this, is because we want to share our passion for beauty and our knowledge, if, like me, the person was a makeup artist or is a makeup artist. But we also have to have that balance between videos that get views and will get us those sponsorships and create that ad revenue so that we can continue. We have to balance the amount of videos we do that we know will get views, and then videos that will please our existing audience. I try to focus on the community, the people that have been with me for years and years and continue to support me and comment, and like, I would be nowhere, nothing without you, my community, my Risa Does Makeup family. That is never lost on me. There's not a day that I wake up that I don't think, oh my gosh, how can I help? What can I film today that is going to be entertaining or helpful to my community? So is everybody on YouTube like me? Do we all think the exact same? I doubt it. But when I speak to my coworkers, my fellow beauty content creators that I have a personal relationship with, we all share the same sentiments. We're so grateful for how far we've gotten. We want to continue to be successful in, the ways that social media is changing so rapidly. We don't want to alienate our current subscriber base. And it's a balancing act, and it can cause a lot of anxiety. A lot of us have anxiety, but we also understand that we are very, very blessed to do what we do, to have this be our actual job, that we don't have to go, like I used to for many years, go stand at a makeup counter, and it got pretty boring and tedious and mundane. And when I first started out, I did it for that $9.50 an hour. I am eternally grateful that this is what I get to do for my job. So I think I covered everything. The last thing I want to say is I need to make an announcement, one that I'm not real happy to make, but I kind of saw it coming. My lashes, my Risa Does Makeup lashes in collaboration with BK Beauty are being discontinued. Lisa and I started talking about the lashes in February of 2021. And then they launched in February or January of 2022. And how it came about is I wanted to do my own line of lashes because I love lashes. And Lisa said, oh, BK Beauty was thinking about doing lashes. How do you feel about a collaboration? And I was so excited because Well, I talked to my husband first, and he was like, yeah, this is great because I don't want to turn our kitchen table or dining room table into like a shipping station. And, you know, they were going to take care of everything. I could design the lashes, but they would take care of everything else. And I knew that BK Beauty was a growing brand. I knew that Lisa and Paul were such incredible business people that they definitely knew what they were doing, and I would definitely be in good hands with them. While that is true, if you're going to put your name on something, you do have to be a little bit more aggressive. Things that I would change. Well, things that I had told Lisa when we were in talks. I said, you know, I want them to be pretty affordable because I want more people to be able to purchase them. So I was thinking like the $10 to $12 range, not, you know, $4.99, but also not so expensive that, you know, it just weeds out a good segment of my my audience. And unfortunately, when it came down to the packaging, because, you know, the brand has a standard that they want to meet, a place where they want to position themselves within the market. It just came down to the fact that in order for them to make any money from the lashes, they set the prices at what they felt would work for the quality of the packaging, the quality of the lashes, all of that. So I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, they didn't know until they researched what the packaging, how much that would cost and all of that. I wanted more half lashes. I had a feeling that the trend was going to be going more towards half lashes, and I'm not putting the blame of this on anyone. I'm just saying it. So I hope I'm not coming across as like I blame them for my lashes not, you know, taking off and being super popular. I'm not blaming them for that. I'm just kind of, I think it was all around. It was like the perfect storm of just, you know, the trends going towards a more natural look. I wish I had pushed more for the half lashes, because the half lashes martini, the style martini, ended up being the most popular style, and the one that I actually think the only style that they actually had to reorder. So yeah, I think the lesson I learned was that if I ever do a collaboration with another brand, I need to stand firm on my beliefs, on what I think will be successful. And if that doesn't align with the brand, then I just don't do it, I guess. So it was a learning experience. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the exposure that doing the lashes gave me. I probably could have done a better job myself in promoting them. I had the link. In the last couple of videos, you'll notice the link's not there, but I had the link since they were launched to the lashes in every single one of my videos. If you notice in the description box of my videos, I do have a bunch of, you know, links in addition to the product links. And the lashes were always there. I also used them in every single video, with the exception of a couple times where I was talking about like affordable, like budget lashes from Amazon, or I just did individuals. Most of the time, 99% of the time, I was using my lashes. I would cut them in half because I am a half lash wearer. So I would either use martini lashes or I would cut in half all the other styles, because I just don't really wear strip lashes anymore. Even the ones I use today from Amazon, I didn't use mine because I have asked BK Beauty to donate the remainder of the lash stock to a charity called Altadena Girls. It was started by a 14-year-old in Altadena, California, whose school was destroyed in the fires, and all of her friends, she and all of her friends have lost their homes, and they were looking for donations of just things that make teenage girls feel better about themselves, you know, and just everyday hygiene things. And one of the things they were asking for was lashes. So I messaged Lisa and I said, hey, I was going to have you send me, you know, some of the stock, but please donate all of the remaining lashes to Altadena Girls. So yeah, it was a learning experience. Life goes on. I'm extremely grateful that I had the opportunity. So, all right, I'm going to go fix my hair, put on some clothes. This is my everyday blue robe that I've worn in so many videos throughout my years here on YouTube. And we'll close this out. All right, I really hope you all enjoyed hearing the tea on being a beauty content creator here on YouTube. I think I said it all. I will close this out just by saying thank you. Thank you for such a fun ride. I love what I do. I love the community that I've built. I'm so appreciative of every comment, every like, every share on every platform that I am on. I owe so much to each and every one of you, and I'm going to try not to cry. I do not know how long I'm going to do this for. Hopefully for at least another 5 years. We're all getting older together and we're all experiencing the changes, the ups and downs of life together. So I'm here for you, you're here for me, and I really have no plans to stop doing what I'm doing. But please, please do tell me what you would like to see more of in the coming year and what doesn't really resonate with you, what you really don't like to see that much, if anything. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, all of the products I used today will be listed and linked down below in the description box. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate if you consider doing so. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you will become a part of my wonderful Risa Does Makeup family. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.